Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us here on Leveling Up the podcast, actually on Thought for Thursday, which is now a section of Leveling Up the podcast that we do on Thursdays. So I'm happy to have you here with us. We teased about something that we're going to cover tonight, and it is something that you have to be hungry for, right? What I said was, are you hungry for change? Are you? Are you really hungry for change? How desperately how desperately do you want change to occur in your life? Now, the whole "Are you hungry for change" came about as I was on my way home one day, and I think I may have even talked about this in one of my Instagram posts, where I realized that I was incredibly hungry and I didn't prepare properly. I didn't have the food that I needed in order to make sure that I could take care of my hunger. You know, when you're trying to eat the right way and you've really made great strides to make yourself healthy, be in a healthier place than you've been in a long time. And you know that there are just certain things, certain behaviors that you can't engage in because it will definitely take you back to square one, particularly if you keep doing them over and over again, right? Well, one of those things, if you fight with weight gain and weight loss, which seem to be a constant battle, if you fight with those things, having the proper nutrition is essential. And knowing how to get around those pitfalls of being out and needing something to eat or wanting something to eat and not having the right thing. What is it that you should do? Well, that was my situation. I was out and I didn't have what I needed that was going to be healthy for me. So, what's the first thing you think about doing? You go for anything when you're really hungry, right? It doesn't matter. If it gets to the point where you are feeling those hunger pains, you don't care how many calories are in that Snickers bar. You don't care how many calories or, how it's going to put you in a negative place if you eat all those starches. It really doesn't matter because you want to do whatever you can to suppress that feeling, to stop it. Well, that's what I'm talking about. We need to really think about and be focused in on and really compare our desire to make change in our life to. Are we really hungry for it? Are you so hungry that you are willing to do any and everything within reason, of course, within legal reason, to get to the things that you really want to make a change in your life? How hungry are you for change? Because answering that question is really going to help to determine whether you're going to be successful in bringing about the change that you want to see. It takes more than mouth, it takes more than just verbalizing what you want to see. It's a whole mentality that you have to adapt. It's a heart thing where you have got to feel and know beyond anything that may be trying to infiltrate your thoughts that aren't on par with where you should be. You have to know beyond that how important it is for you to put the things in place that are necessary to take care of that hunger. You have to put them in place so that you will be able to satisfy that hunger and satisfy it in the right way so that you are successful. So, yeah, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Hunger for change is not just beneficial, but it is absolutely essential. Now, why is that? As you know, we're here just for 15 minutes. And in these next few minutes, I'm going to tell you why being hungry for change is essential to actually making a change occur. So, what is the first reason why you need to be hungry? Well, hunger drives action. I already said I was going to eat any and everything to make sure that I could get rid of those hunger pains that I was feeling. So, hunger is the fuel that really propels and really pushes you away from complacency to action. Yeah, that's the reason why we haven't achieved what we want to achieve yet, because we've really been complacent in the action category. Well, being hungry really kind of propels you to go ahead and take some action, doesn't it? So, without a deep and intrinsic desire for your journey, all right, of reinvention to actually start, without that deep and intrinsic desire for it to start, it's not going to happen. So, being hungry for that change really does push you beyond that comfort zone. Think about someone who is just willing to stick with the status quo versus those who are really eager to improve their lives and achieve new goals. Juxtapose those two people. Status quo is really more of a mediocrity stance, isn't it? Whereas those who want to go above that, who are hungry, are really those who want to propel into a higher zone. So think about that. Hunger is what's going to drive you to make action to get to that reinvention that you truly desire to have. Hunger also sharpens your focus, doesn't it? Now, you may just be focused on food, but that's a good thing. If that hunger is powering that drive for that reinvention, it's definitely going to focus you, isn't it? Just as hunger focuses you on food, you can't think about anything else. Now, I'm not saying you have to have total tunnel vision where you're just pushing everything else out of your life and out of your sight. Of course, there are things that you're going to have to focus on, and chances are those things are going to feed into what you need to do to initiate the change in your life. But being really hungry focuses you in. You may forget about some of the other senses that you're feeling, for example, if we're really talking hunger for food. Well, it's the same thing with that hunger for reinvention. You may finally go ahead and push aside the procrastination that has been plaguing you and stopping you from making the change. You may push aside, engaging in activities that really aren't prospering you in any way, because what you're focused on is really going to propel you and get you tunnel sharp focused. All right. Well, yeah. So it does those things, but hunger also helps you to build some resilience, doesn't it? You realize that when you're hungry, you are really trying to fight back any desire to go and get things that you're not supposed to get. But, if you, for example, cave into that, then you're not real resilient in handling your hunger. All right. That's not what we're focusing on here. When I'm talking about it building resilience, um, your journey, of course, into change is going to be filled with challenges, right? Hunger helps you to persevere so that you kind of overlook those challenges. It helps you to get stronger because you know that what you are really focused in on is satisfying that hunger, satisfying that need to change. So you kind of put some of those other things to the side. A strong desire for change is really kind of your reservoir, if you want to look at it that like that. It's your reservoir of motivation, and it can draw you during some of the toughest of times. What motivates you can push you to actually get to where you want to be. All right. So hunger helps to build resilience. It helps you to get stronger. It helps by giving you that motivation to say, I'm going to satisfy this thing because I don't like how it feels to hunger and not have that hunger taken care of. That's not a good feeling for anyone. I don't know anybody who can say they love being hungry. Nobody likes that. They want to get whatever is necessary to satisfy that nagging feeling that is sitting in their belly. Well, for many of us, that's purpose. That is destination for us, our destiny. Those are the things that are driving us. And that's that nagging pain in our belly. That's that nagging pain. That's really that hunger that we need to take care of in order to get where we want to be. All right, so we said hunger drives action, hunger sharpens focus, hunger builds resilience. What else does hunger do? It fosters innovation. You get real creative when you're hungry, don't you? Well, maybe if I just eat a few of these crackers, I can, that'll hold me up until I can get to where I really need to be so that I can eat the foods that I'm supposed to eat. Well, it says that there are 500 calories more in this peanut butter. Maybe if I just take a spoonful of it and put it on one cracker and then eat an apple behind it, maybe I can still suffice this hunger until I can get to where I need to be to go ahead and eat the right things. Yeah, you get real innovative when you hunger for something. Innovation is needed for change, isn't it? Change doesn't always come just easily. Change requires us to think outside of the box. Change requires us to be innovative because if we could have done it all along, we probably would have done it way back when, right? So we need to be able to be innovative, and that hunger is going to help us to be that way. We're going to be able to do and to think outside of the box to make sure that we satisfy that need, that desire. Again, another reason why we need to be hungry for change in order to be successful in making change occur in our life. We as women, we've had setbacks. We've had things that have really helped us to move forward. We've pursued things I know in the past that have worked well for us. And like anybody, we definitely had some things that did not work the way that we want them to work. But one thing that we can say as women is that we've always been those who make things happen, don't we? So innovation isn't something new to us. Innovation that's going to benefit us may be something new because in past circumstances, we've been innovative in making sure that we meet things and meet the desires and make things happen for others. We need to look at some of that innovation that's going to be fostered by our hunger for change. We need to apply that innovation to what we need to do to satisfy that hunger and make the change occur. So, yeah, innovation isn't new to us. It may be new to the process that we employ to make things happen for us. All right. So, what's the last thing? What is the last thing that some hunger is going to do? Hunger cultivates empathy and connection. Your personal hunger for change can resonate with so many people, helping you to create that community of support that you need. You need people around you. You need a tribe around you. You need those who are going to be like minded, who are going to be able to feed into you and help you to make the change that you desire to make. That means leaving behind those things that really weren't satisfying your hunger, leaving behind those things that weren't helping you to eat healthy, to satisfy that hunger, or to begin to even take care of that desire. That means that you're going to have to connect with others in order to make the change occur that you need to occur. That means that you're going to need support. That could be your tribe, could consist of your family, your friends, others who have done what it is that you're trying to do, mentors, coaches, just whomever you need to pull into your life who are going to help you to not have to walk around with that tinge that hunger puts in your belly for any longer. It's time for change. Many of us have been hungry for some time and been eating all the wrong things to satisfy the hunger. And guess what? You're still hungry. Many of us eat those things that are full of calories. If we talk real health wise here, we eat empty calories, which dissolve, the fatty things that we eat, the fast foods, the snacks that we sometimes eat. That may fulfill us for a second, but within 2 hours, we're hungry again. So it's time for us to move away from snacking on the wrong things. It's time for us to hunger for the true food that's going to pull us into a place where we want to be. So, this is where I ask you. We've talked about how being hungry is necessary for change. We've talked about how it drives action and it sharpens our focus and it helps to build resilience and fosters innovation. And it helps us to create that connection that we need to bring about the support that we need to institute change. But let me ask you this. Are you feeling the hunger? This is the season where things change. This may be the point in life where you've decided enough is enough. I'm tired of hungering and eating the wrong things and not being satisfied. I'm tired of going through life with this persistent hunger that I'm feeling and wondering why in the world I am feeling this and I cannot get it satisfied. If this is you, I know that there are some things that can be done to suffice that hunger, to suffice the hunger that sometimes starts in your head because your head is feeding to senses that you really don't need them to feed to. All right. Your head is starting to cloud what you know is in your heart to do. If you are ready for change, if you are truly, truly ready for change, there is a program that I bring back every year as we approach the end of the year so that we can make change now, right now, so that we can flourish. And yes, what's coming up on this last quarter of the year, flourish now and not just today, but into the new year. Click on the link that I have here scrolling. I will also put it in the comment section. The Reinvent Her talks about these things. It is an 8-week program that I'm bringing back. I bring back every year, and I'm bringing it back at half the investment that you would ordinarily make. I have so many things that I'm trying to work right now so that I can pour into women more and more. The Miss Corporate America, which allows you to have a voice, to realize your worth, and to be able to grow in it and be empowered in it. I'm doing things like that, and I'm doing more and more and creating more opportunities for not only you to find your voice, but for you to put your voice out there, for you to make change for yourself and for others. Well, because of that, I'm bringing back the Reinvent Her program, and I want to make sure that I can pull as many women in the circle possible to reinvent. So again, I have the link for it scrolling. It will start in the next few weeks. You will not have another opportunity to get it at half the investment that you would ordinarily make to be in the program. We come up with a blueprint for how it is you can make the change. We look at some of those strongholds that have been holding you back for so long. I share with you the things that I've learned. And what's even bigger and equally as important is that you get to share with a community of like-minded women like you who are dealing with the same pain points that you're dealing with. So go ahead, make sure that you click the link or go to the link that I have scrolling here. And if you don't catch it here, again, I'm going to put it in the comment section once this live posts. Speaking of the live, if you've missed any of the episodes of Thought for Thursday, again, a portion of Leveling Up the podcast, you can find it over on YouTube. So give it this evening before it gets posted over there. But tomorrow you can go back and watch this episode in repeat. And that's it. We've gone a little over, but I want to encourage you. And I thank so much of you who are watching with me. Dr. Holmes, thank you. I thank you, Mary. You're always a constant support for me, and I love that, and I appreciate it. And I want to encourage you. Make sure you stay tuned to what we cover here in 15 minutes, all right, on Thursdays. Make sure that you go to the links in the website. And it's time for change. I want you to realize that. I want you to go ahead and make the changes needed so that not only this quarter, but moving into the next year, And life beyond today, period, will be better, and one that is filled with purposeful actions for you to fulfill. Those actions that you've put off forever, placed on the back burner, as I frequently say. It's time to put them up on the high heat. It's time to get things rolling. It's time to be hungry for change and to satisfy that hunger. Again, thanks so much for listening. As usual, when I end, I'm encouraging you to go out and be you. Be boldly yourself, knowing that you, just as you are more than enough. You can make change. You can give impact. You can make impact, not just for yourself, but for others. Go out and have a wonderful rest of the day, a rest of the evening, whenever you're listening, and make sure that you live life full of purpose.